I'm Jake Latcham. I'm the president of Association for Information Systems, and I'm a senior ITM major.
I'm Jesse. I am also a senior. I'm project coordinator for American Association of Information.
And I'm Matthew Hummel. I'm also a senior, and I'm basically his assistant.
With the 3D printers.
Yes, with 3D printing.
So last year we got the 3D printers in the fall, I believe,
Yeah, it
or
was like the
sometime
fall.
throughout the summer. And a idea was presented to me by Carolyn Lamakia, Dr. Carolyn Lamakia, and it was basically to build 3D printed prosthetics. And at first, I didn't really know how to do it, but there's this organization called Enable the Future out there. It's a nonprofit which has all these open source files, and basically throughout the semester, I recruited Jesse to come along and help me, and we were able to get some attention and build some hands for individuals who need them. So that's how we kind of started, and we've been rocking and rolling ever since.
And along the way, they found me. I came to one meeting and I heard Jake say 3D printers, and I'm like, I am in. Get me involved. I want to be a part of this.
Well, I'll answer your first question. I got involved in one of our meetings, and he mentioned the 3D printers. I thought, oh, okay, sure. So I emailed him, and we had a meeting to see what we could do, and it went from there. Then your second question, this awesome device I'm wearing is called eSight. It is a medical device to help vision impaired people see better.
Well, some business behind the project is that all these hands are donated. We do not sell any of them. So we've designed some fundraisers to help finance these materials, to build them, ship them out. We had a client last year, Jacob, who lived in Washington State, that we found out through the internet and built him a hand. And he actually has a mechanical one now, battery powered. And we also helped out Dr. Keller, who now has a finger thanks to these two gentlemen who worked throughout the summer. And that's how we get our funds, is through donating and getting the funds, fundraising, and giving back to the community. Well, they can contact me, Jake Latcham, at jcl92074 at huskies.bloomsburg.edu. And we can contact Dr. Carolyn Lamakia or any of us at AIS. We're always looking for people to help out and hands to build. And you can also give their contact information.
Okay, so if they also want to get hold of me, they can do through Husky, JGJ 9007 90047 at huskies.bloomsburg.edu.
Alright, and if you want to get a hold of me, I'll give you my student email, don't worry. MBH94106, and then the usual at huskies.bloomsburg.edu. Alright, so we are currently making prosthetics for those who need.
How you move them is it's kind of hard because we have hands, but you gently move the wrist, and then it kind of acts like your tendons.
So there's different models. Right here, the more colorful one. I call it the Iron Man hand. That one is called the
Velociraptor.
Velociraptor, yeah. And that one's pretty cool. Right now, it's having a little bit of an issue where the bottom strap is kind of coming undone, but we're working on it to fix it up and make it look nicer, more stable. Over here we have a prototype finger that we made for one of our professors, Dr. Keller. Maybe you know him, maybe you don't. Basically, the way it is it's supposed to flex and bend, and it's supposed to go on to his middle finger, and that way he can actually have another finger there. It's invisible. Here are some of the strings, various ones. This one's elastic. It allows for that fingertip to flex, and we have pins in here that allow it to bend. Everything we have done so far has been a troubleshoot and critical thinking and everything like that. One step at a time. we run into a roadblock, we overcome it and kind of persevere in that sense.
It's all trial and error.
Yes, it is all trial and error. Sometimes it's frustrating, sometimes it feels really good and it's really fun. Then there's other stuff like the smaller things like the fundraiser. We had last semester, we had the bottle opener fundraiser. And this is just one of them. It says Bloom U. Well, it says BU on it, but Bloom U. We do small things like this. We're planning on doing another one for the winter and possibly one for the fall. It's in progress at the moment. But and then we have Jesse, if you want to pull that out.
This little guy is out of a flexi material that you can actually squish it. And we use the turtle to practice on. What we're trying to do is use it for an actual hand through this material. They'll be able to flex it like that. Pretty much. It's just easier to do than this. You don't have to assemble it. It's just all the material. But it's still work in progress.
And even over here, going back to the smaller items, so like everything is different in its own sense. That is flexible and it's a turtle. This is a snowman. It's just regular, just
plastic.
solid, yeah, just normal plastic. Everything has its own process, and it's a lot of fun to actually be a part of. Viewing at the different things and looking at how to build what. It's fun to do, and at the end of the day, you get to help someone too. Like,
Yeah.
even if you're not doing this stuff, you're working on
doing
something like this,
yeah.
and that's just a lot of fun. Like this would be my first project right here, and I'm hoping I can do more and more. If you want to join AIS, you're more than welcome to.
Absolutely.
We're always looking for people. We want to make a difference and make an impact and help whoever we can. Right now it's a very small team and we're hoping to expand. But even if you're just interested in asking questions, feel free to. You could contact either one of us. My email is mbh94106@huskies.bloomu.edu.
And mine is jgj90047@huskies.bloomu.edu.
3D printer, this is Wanda. That one's actually Cosmo. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I made the joke that this is the dominant one because in the relationship because
It's the one we always use.
it's the one we always use, but also it's the one that comes up first. So I'm like, okay, you need to ask Wanda before you can do anything.
It's quite comical.
It really is. You can see some of the things that were printed out here. The
Like this little owl.
There's other things kind of scattered around. On this side, I don't have that much, but basically the main process is we just kind of, after we confirm things, we need to make sure it's clean in here and we put on the panel. Basically the way this works is that it heats up, and when it's hot, you don't want to touch it. Same thing with that, the actual part that dispenses it.
You don't want to touch it.
Yeah, the needle gets very hot, and I've had a time where it actually got all gunked up, and I actually had to like pull some stuff out of it, and it was still a little hot, so I had to be careful what I was doing. I'm not the most patient person. So sometimes when things are really hot and you can't get it off the plate, we have to scrape it off. But you gotta be careful because you don't want to dig too deep into it. You know, you might break something. Yeah. Underneath here we have various materials that we like to keep locked up. There's just more supplies in there.
Like our colors,
Yeah.
material, all that.
There's nothing really too special in there, just kind of like the stuff we use. We just kind of hop on a computer and just use it over the network to get whatever we need to work on in there. Jesse, would you like to add anything, or did I steal everything?
No, you're good. You pretty much said everything.
I did pretty much steal everything. We kind of put our placemats.
Oh yes.
We put stuff on top of here. That way it's nice and hidden, but also still available.
Right.
We kind of utilize whatever we have around us as far as our environment. There's times when I'm in here with, we use the Xbox 360 camera Connect to scan a 3D printed object, and
Makes it so much easier.
which makes everything a lot easier with sizing things. That's still a work in progress though, because we've only touched upon it and we have yet to actually dive into it. But yeah.
It is another tool that will be utilized.
It's a very valuable one. It'll help us tremendously because right now it's almost like a guessing game where we have to keep on measuring it until we get the correct size.
But with scanning it, just scan it and then print pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much scan and then put on the computer, display over here, you know, and then good to go.
Okay, so we are using Ultramaker, which is by
They go hand in hand. So it's Ultimaker. The program we actually use for it, you have to have Kira. Yeah, it's Kira Ultimaker. It's gone through so many updates recently. Our president, is already behind on it because he likes a certain version. But basically, these are just giant cases to protect everything that's inside of it. This is the actual 3D printer.
Yeah, so it's much smaller than what you think.
Yeah, and as far as the material, you can't really see it. There's not really a good way to get a good view of it. But back here, that's the material that actually dispenses the 3D printed liquid and it hardens and everything.
It's pretty much like cylindery plastic. They just fill for the tubes.
And another little fun thing is, for security reasons, there's actually a camera here. And it just looks at everything. And our secretary, who is out at the moment due to her pregnancy, hopefully her having her child, she would monitor this, and she's kind of like the one we check up with and talk to.
She can actually, while she's working, check the camera and make sure everything's coming out okay. And if it doesn't, like if it stops or something, she can just refresh or come in here and check it out.
And there have been times where we've had mishaps where she's had to stop it. Mainly when I printed stuff. I don't know what's up with that, but I'll have to blame it on Jesse or something. So. But yeah, that's basically all we do. It's all right there. Every side there's these knobs. It's currently locked here, but like all of them have that.
Yeah, every side has
and we keep it nice and secure, so no one gets in, no one steals anything, no one does anything crazy, no one gets hurt.
And as we found out last night, it's locked up here after a certain time.
Yes, they're very strict here because it's still fairly new, so yes.
Yeah, they just got them a year ago, so they still want everything tied up.
Yeah, and everything we do has to get approved.
Yeah, it's not just, do that your whim. No, there's actually paperwork.
Yeah, for example, I tried doing something for Mother's Day, and they're like, "I have an educational reason." I'm like, well, sorry, Mom.
Yeah, every project we do, if it's the hands or our fundraisers, it has to be approved, no matter what.
That's basically it.
All right, thank you guys.
You're welcome.